What's up, Bigfooters? My name is Brady, and today we are back out in the Wichita Mountains. And after exploring most of the mountains in the past couple of weeks, I think I've decided on the prime location to set up as a research area. Meaning I think this is a likely place for Sasquatches to be, and if they are in this area, I want them to get used to my presence, and I want to try to have some sort of interaction. So I think a lot of my trips are going to be to this spot in the future. This is an excellent spot. It is a beautiful day. The greenery is really starting to sprout up this spring. The Wichita Mountains are actually much more forested than I initially thought. Now the trees are turning green, it's much easier to tell where the forests are.
Miles and miles and miles of wooded territory, living in the deep dark cracks, hanging out underneath the trees. I can hear the echo of the footsteps pounding on the valley floor. I won't tell no one, hope it lasts forevermore.
Alright guys, so right now I'm just walking along this little creek looking for any potential food sources. Things like frogs, crawdads. I've already seen tons of tadpoles, which means the frog population is probably pretty good. Just looking for any little tasty snacks that a Sasquatch could come scoop up. There's not too much water. It's a mostly dried up creek bed. So at least in this time of year and during summer when it's really hot, I don't think this is going to be a viable source of water. However, there is a large lake nearby, and I think that's probably a pretty good source of water. So far, this is a pretty good area. I like the vibes I get from this area. And this spot is actually just a stone's throw away from the location where I set out a trail camera and heard some possible knocks on one of my previous trips. So I'm thinking this is a pretty good spot. I'm gonna keep exploring and see what else I can find.
There are members of society, cryptozoology. I know they're there illogically, just photography that makes no sense to them. There are members of society, cryptozoology. I know they're there illogically, just photography that makes no sense to them.
You know what? I think this is the best place that I've found in the Wichita Mountains. I haven't seen one other person the entire time I've been back here today. Elk Mountain is always full of people. Parallel Forest full of people. Here, I have this place all to myself because this isn't on a trail. This is off the beaten path. You have to hike over some big rocks and some hills. You have to go through the creek. So if there's anywhere in the Wichita Mountains Bigfoots are gonna be, this is the place. And this is the place I want to start my study site or my research site. So there's no people back here. There's plenty of cover. There's a great water source and there's tons of animals. That's all a Sasquatch would need. And this forest goes on for miles down this canyon. Excellent place. If there are Sasquatches in the Wichita Mountains, this is where they should be. Right now I am in the forest, in the canyon. The grass is pretty dang tall back here. Already tons of animal sign back here. Tons of deer tracks, an elk scat, and looks like there's a lightly used game trail here. But this grass being very tall, ticks and snakes are gonna be a problem back here. So right now, I'm questioning if I should mark this spot on a map, come back later when I have somebody else with me, just to be safe. Because if I'm bitten by a snake out here, I might be a goner. So it would take me a couple of hours to get back to my Jeep, and if I'm rushing back to my Jeep, my blood's gonna be flowing faster, the venom's gonna be shooting through my bloodstream faster. So it gets pretty dangerous very quickly. I don't even know if anybody's been down here. There's no sign of any people ever being down here. Not for a while at least. Yeah, I'm gonna come back later at a different time. I can see the ticks crawling on these long grasses, so mark this spot on a map. Come back when I have somebody else with me, because this is where the Squatches are gonna be. So we're gonna boot scoot and boogie on out of here. These rocks are pretty treacherous. Not only are the rocks dangerous, but everywhere there's cactus. And there's shady spots on these rocks, so I'm really nervous about snakes. And ticks, because apparently ticks are gonna be really bad this year. I would love to just get dropped off at this location, hike back here and camp for a couple of nights. Just like set up on these rocks back here, have a little fire. That would be excellent. And then you hear like a Sasquatch approaching from this valley down here. They start throwing rocks at you. You start hearing the wood knocks. Man, whew, that would be amazing. If Griffin comes down here this summer, maybe we can try that out. Oh, that would be epic. Oh my goodness. I'm trying this technique of playing the harmonica. I'm not very good at it, but every time I come to this location, I'm going to try playing this harmonica so that over time, the Sasquatches in this area might recognize me as the harmonica guy. And if I become predictable the way I move throughout this area, and I play this every time I come out here, hopefully they'll like get to know me and know that I have good intentions. They're gonna know what I'm gonna do, and hopefully over time they'll come in closer and maybe I'll get to see one, maybe have an encounter with one. So I'm starting with just some harmonica playing. Hopefully that works. I might end up leaving some gifting in this area, not necessarily food, but like some cool items, and they'll eventually know the harmonica guy likes to give us things. Whenever the harmonica guy is near, let's give him something back. So, just like standing out, being unique, being noticed, and hopefully over time they'll feel like they'll want to interact.